Hello, it's here, and welcome to my unboxing and review of the Nendoroid Uzumaki Kirie Goshima. Here we go again. Reviewing Nendoroids is my arch nemesis. I can never make these reviews work. Like, the last one I did was the Nendoroid Shuna, and in my opinion, that review was absolutely terrible. There's honestly not a single Nendoroid review on my channel that I would point to and be like, I'm really proud of that video. I honestly just think it's a hard, it just never comes together. But I'm gonna keep going, see if I can maybe figure out how to make it come together, and maybe it will be this one, which I would really like it to be because I have been really excited about this particular Nendoroid. I am a massive fan of Junji Ito's work. You can see I've got my three favorites in the back here. I absolutely love the man's work, and Uzumaki is definitely one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite. It's in very close tie with Gyo. Both of these, I think, are just absolute masterpieces, and if you've never read them, you are doing yourself a huge disservice, unless you know you don't like horror, which I do understand, because these do get pretty intense, so I will say that. But I am a massive fan of Junji Ito, and I've been really excited for this Nendoroid ever since it was announced, and it's been in my pile of loot for for a huge amount of time. Finally have it here in my hands, and it looks really cool. I'm really excited about this. I have been enjoying Nendoroids a lot more than I was before. Like, I kind of fell out of love with them, but I'm honestly kind of starting to like them again. So hopefully we will have a good experience here with this Nendoroid. It looks really cool. Let's go ahead and jump into the review. We have an awesome picture right here of Kirie. We have 2072. Oh my god, they've made so many Nendoroids. There is the figure in the packaging right there. There is a nice picture on the side. There she is with one of the snails right there. And then on the back, yes, you do get this little cutout of Shuichi's dad. Very cool. And then some more pictures right there. There's another picture of her on the top right there. It's very nice looking. Let's just go ahead and take a look at her. Alrighty, so here she is out of the packaging, and usually in my reviews I would immediately be like, oh, she feels really cool and really nice, and I do think she feels very cool and very nice, but I'm going to try to make this video come together a little bit more, and I think one way I should attempt this is to maybe change it up a little bit for Nendoroids, because in particular, my last Nendoroid review was the Shuna Nendoroid, and while a pretty great figure, I really do like it, honestly, I did go a little bit overboard with it. I was like, oh, it's such a great Nendoroid, and I mean, I was like, it's like one of the best Nendoroids in my entire collection, and it's not. I would not keep with that opinion, so this review, you know, it just didn't kind of come together in my opinion. I'm going to try to maybe make this review a little bit more better. I don't know what the word is here, but here she is out of the packaging, and she honestly looks really nice. The black and white color scheme looks really cool. Let's just get in here on the sculpt. And it's honestly very nice. You can see the funny Valentine hair looking absolutely awesome. All of the spirals from the Medusa chapter, very cool. There is the eyes, very cool. I love the black and white, actually. This is gonna look so cool on my Nendoroid shelf. I already really like this. Very cool little bow tie right there. Her little old school outfit. Uzumaki takes place in like the 80s, I think. So definitely very on brand, very cool. Yeah, she looks great. Really does. Some nice lines right here in the skirt. The little shoes right there. Another problem I always have with Nendoroid reviews is it's just kind of like, you just look at it and you're like, you know, you get it. It's a Nendoroid. It's a chibi little figure. But, yeah, there is actually some more to go over here with her outfit in particular. I think there's a lot of really nice sculpting going on, and very particular the head. Like, if you look at the hair here, it's very nicely sculpted and painted. You can see like some darker gray at the top going into some lighter gray right there, and just kind of shifting back and forth, and even back here there's some really light gray as well. And then if you look at the spirals as well, these are all very nicely done. You can even kind of see like a little bit of a white outline around the spiral, which is really cool. Yeah, I dig it. I really like it. And we'll go ahead and get the base out, and with this Uzumaki Nendoroid, they actually give you a special base, which is really cool looking. You get this like cool little black base. I might actually have her on this, actually. I'm planning on Well, I'll save that. I'll save that for my eventual collection video. You guys can see how she looks on the shelf in that. But yes, you get this really cool like black base for her, which is very nice. If you don't like this, of course, you could always use one of your spare regular Nendoroid bases, but I personally do like it. I think it looks really cool. And we can take her stand right here and we'll just plop her on normally right now. And her hair doesn't really get in the way at all. I think you just gotta plug her onto the arm here. There we go. And just get her situated here. Yes, very nice. I really like this black base. That is really cool. And my Nendoroid slash Junji Ito shelf, which is why she's gonna be absolutely perfect on that shelf, is actually black as well. So she's gonna look. So this is gonna blend like really well into the shelf. That is really really cool. I really like this customized base, not customized base, but special base for Kirie right here. This is very very cool. I'm really really liking this so far. It's very nicely done. But let's go ahead and jump into her faceplates now. So we'll start off, oh, actually, maybe we should do some comparisons. Let's do some comparisons, actually. So as usual with Nendoroids, if you don't want to use the base, you can just position the arm right there to keep her up. It does totally work. Or you can, of course, go get the easel stands, which is definitely the best way to go, in my opinion. I really do like the easel stands, but they are a bit expensive when you have a lot of Nendoroids. So it's not too reliable because you don't want to be spending like tons and tons of money just on little bases. But they are very helpful if you do want to go that route. All right, and for comparison, I'll bring in some of my personal favorite Nendoroids here. Here is my Yorishina, and here is a Shirpa from Golden Kamui. So you can see how she scales with some other Nendoroids, and they look all, yeah, I mean, this is one problem I have with Nendoroid reviews. I just don't know really what to say when I compare them, because all Nendoroids are just kind of, you get it, you know? It's a little chibi figure, so it's kind of hard to do comparisons with it. It's just like, there you go, they're all the same size, so. And here she is with Funny Valentine. So they can all bask in the glory of their hair together. Alrighty, and now with that, let's go ahead and jump into the different faceplates. So we'll just go ahead and pop off this fringe right here. So as usual, standard Nendoroid thing, pop off the fringe. Very, very nicely done there. Pop off this faceplate. And we'll take a look at what we got here. So first up, we've got a nice, like, looks like a bit of like more of a stressed face. This would definitely be a very cool face to use with some of the backdrop pieces, which we'll talk about in the review. But it looks really good. You got a nice little bead of sweat rolling down the face right there. It looks really good, actually. I actually might display her with this one, either this one or the other one. I probably won't display her with the smiling face on, because let's face it, she's a Junji Ito character. There's no reason to be smiling. So there is that face right there. Very good. But if you want to have her smiling, you know, go ahead. It's your figure if you get it, so you can have her smiling if you want. But that's a pretty cool one. And then the other one you get here, which is this. This is probably the one I'll be displaying it with, because again, she's a Junji Ito character. This is definitely like the most in-character face right here. This like screaming in terror face. Very, very cool. You can see the nice little black lines they have like all around the eyes right there to show like the shadowiness of her facial expression. Very, very cool. And the mouth as well, a little bit of teeth at the top there. Very, very cool. Yeah, this is a really, really, really nice Nendoroid, man. It's actually very, very cool looking, and they did a really great job on it. Yeah, this is definitely very, very happy with it so far. But continuing on with the accessories, we do have a few arms. It looks like just actually, yeah, definitely a few. When I mean a few, I do mean a few. We have this, oh, just bent arms. Yep, we just have some bent arms for both sides, which honestly, I'm fine with. I think this is like all the arms you need. Like this setup that they have this Nendoroid in particular with, I just think this is like the ideal setup. It looks like her arms can't like move forward at all, so maybe it's not actually the ideal setup. Like this seems to be, oh yeah, there you go. You kind of have to just move it out a little bit right there, but you can definitely position her arms a little bit right there. That looks like a bit more like she's doing like an opera or something, but very, very cool. And then you can just pop this off right here and pop off one of the bent arm pieces right here. And yeah, I really do like this because it lets you, you know, I just feel like this allows you to get your Nendoroid in a lot more poses than if you're just stuck with the regular ones right there, although this is not wanting to go on right there. I should also say that the price on this I also think is very, very, very good. I believe she's only about $50, which I think is like the perfect price for a Nendoroid, honestly. Well, maybe not the perfect price. They probably could be a little bit cheaper, but it's okay. I'm okay with paying $50 for a Nendoroid. I do think they feel worth it most of the time when it comes to that price. So there you go. Anything above like 70 though, almost never worth it. But yeah, that's kind of funny. She's got like a bumblebee cannon right there. So let's go ahead and pop on one of these hands here. So it looks like, yeah, you're very limited with the hands. You don't get like any other hands. It looks like you just get the default ones, and then you get this one right here, which I think is for holding her bag, which we'll take a look at in a second. Actually, we'll just pop this off right now, and we'll pop this on. Yeah, the arms are a little bit difficult to get on there, but once you get them on there, pretty good. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop this. That's actually pretty helpful to just pop off the entire arm right there and just redo everything and then plug it back on right there. And then, yes, so you have this hand right here. We can just rotate this like that. And we have her bag here. Here's her bag, continuing with the black and white aesthetic, which I really like. That's really cool about this figure. Can't wait for that anime too. The black and white anime, that is going to be really, really good, man. Oh, I'm excited for that. But yeah, there you have her with the bag. It probably would actually look better if we had her with the straight arm, so I'll change that real quick. There you go. There you have her holding her bag right there. Looking very, very nice. Yeah, this is very nice. And then we also have, this is probably the coolest accessory, actually. You get a little snail right here, a little snail person. You can see little hair right there. There's some eyes, pupils drawn on there. This is nowhere near as nicely done as Kirie herself, but it's just a little accessory, and I honestly think this is a really cool accessory to just put like on, like next to her on your shelf. I'm definitely gonna be able to make something cool. Or if you wanted to, if you have your shelf, you could like put some mounting tape on it and stick it to the wall, or maybe even the ceiling. That would be super cool. So whichever you want to do, or if you wanted to, you could literally give her the scared expression right here. And you can give her, like, put her, like, hands in front of her face as well if you want to, but you could just have her looking at the slug right there in terror that one of her classmates just turned into a slug. Yeah, Uzumaki gets weird, man, so if you haven't read it. But yeah, this is a really cool accessory. Again, it's nowhere near as nicely done. There's, like, no shading or anything in here. There might be a little tiny bit in the shell there that you can see, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's all just one flat color. So this is nowhere near as nicely done as Kirie herself. Like, you can see in comparison, this is just, like, I think maybe two colors. Like there's just like the gray, maybe a little bit of a darker gray, and then some black right here. And Kirie just looks way, way, way nicer. But it's still a fun little accessory that I'm glad they included. And we do still have one more thing to show off here. We do have a few little backdrop pieces, and you do get a little stand for this as well. But you get a little backdrop piece of Shuichi's dad with his crazy spiral tongue in like Nendoroid proportions, which is actually kind of cool. I like that they put him in Nendoroid proportions. I think that's really fun. And you can just pop this in right there. Ooh, that actually doesn't even like grip it at all. That's actually really nice. That's a good thing. You don't, because that will put creases in the bottom there. So that's a really good thing that it doesn't like grip it too hard right there. And you have all this. That's very nice. This is a really, really nice Nendoroid. I'm actually very, very happy with it. I'm not even kidding. It's actually very, very cool. I really like it. Like all of these little accessories they include is really cool. And we do have one more thing as well. This isn't really an accessory, but the backdrop that they included is the spiral sky here. So you can take this backdrop, put it right there. It's the spiral sky from the crematorium, and there you have all of this. And all of this is included with the one purchase. I'm not really a fan of the backdrop. This is going to go back into the box for me, but all of this is very cool. I don't know if I'll keep Shuichi's dad out. I do like that they put him in Nendoroid proportions. That's honestly very, very cool. So maybe I'll try and put it on my shelf, but if I don't like the way it looks, it'll probably just go back in the box as well. But both of these right here, this I think is the selling point. And getting into my final thoughts here. So getting into my final thoughts on the Nendoroid Kirie Goshima from Junji Ito's Uzumaki, I'm very happy with it. I think it's a very, very cool Nendoroid, and if you're a fan of the story or you just want something Junji Ito in your collection, this would probably be a really nice little totem for Junji Ito's work in your figure collection. I honestly really like it, and if they want to make more Junji Ito Nendoroids of some sort, I definitely think there's some potential there. Something like one of the Gyo, like if they took one of the fish from Gyo, like the shark, that would be the perfect one. Or maybe just one of the fish in general and put that in Nendoroid proportions. That would be awesome. And I would buy that instantaneously. That would be super cool. Some other things, some other notable characters from some of Junji Ito's shorter stories, maybe they could do the fashion model. They could maybe do maybe like one of the hanging balloons as a Nendoroid. I don't know really how that would work, but I'm sure they could probably make it. You know, Good Smile, they've got some really good engineers, so they could probably make something work with that as well. But If this is the only one, if this is a one and done, I think they did a pretty great job here. I'm very, very happy with this figure. I like the snail, although it could have used a little bit more work to it. It definitely does feel a lot more underwhelming when you put it right next to the Kirie. And this is actually a lot cooler than I was expecting it to be too. I really love that they put Shuichi's dad in the Nendoroid proportions. That would be very cool. Ooh, well, they could also maybe make the Spiral Girl, what was her name? Azuka, I think was her name. But from one of the early chapters of Uzumaki, it's that very famous shot, you've probably seen it, where the panel where the girl's face like turns into a black hole basically. That I think could be a really cool one. I actually would probably pick that one up because that I think would be a really cool thing to have as a Nendoroid. But those are just suggestions. If this is a one and done, which it probably is, I'm really happy with it. I really like it, and if you had your eye on it or you're a fan of Uzumaki, I'd say it's probably worth picking up. Again, I think $50 is a good price for it. If it was anything above $50, I would say no. I don't think any Nendoroid is worth more than like 60 probably max. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm actually very happy with it. And there we go. All right, how did I do? Was that better? I think it was a little better. I definitely think it was better than the Shuna review, but this probably maybe be my favorite Nendoroid review I've made so far. But you guys can let me know in the comments. As for the final grade for the Kirie Goshima Nendoroid, as a Nendoroid, we're grading it as a Nendoroid, and when I compare this to my other Nendoroids, it very much stands out. I think it's a really, really cool figure, and I'll hit it with like an A+, but honestly, I'm tempted to give it an S. I think it's a really cool figure. And I think if you're a fan of Uzumaki or Junji Ito, you're going to be really, really happy when you get this thing. So yeah, it's very, very cool. Very much close, very close to an S here. Oh, I should also say that you do get an additional neck joint in case this one breaks. So that's always nice as well. But there you have it. It's a very cool figure. And if you had your eye on it, I think you will not be disappointed. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for some more Nendoroid reviews in the future. Hopefully this will be a stepping stone and I can start producing more better, high quality, better put together Nendoroid reviews in the future, because I do have quite a few that I am planning on owning. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching the video, and this is DK Guillotine, signing out.